Then last one, the trust deed. The trust deed that we have, what we call this, as part of the parcel of the buy-sell, is mainly for distribution of funds. Okay? There are a variety of ways to distribute money out to beneficiaries. Some clients choose the short way because they don't want to pay us so much fees. They say, immediately when I die, my wife, children, certain age, just give one lump sum. How to spend the money, you just let them worry about it lah. I'm not worried, I'm not concerned about preservation. Okay? Some clients are very worried about preservation. Then they give us one long story, one long instruction, which we customize for them. How is it going to be distributed? Okay? So everyone have got their own personal trust deed. Now, for non-Muslim, it's pretty clear cut. What you put inside this trust will be the policy and whatever cash inside that comes in. The length of the trust you can go on 80 years. Right? So usually we tell clients to do 80 years lah. Do one trust that is probably until your youngest is 25 or something like that, and also until your shares are sold lah, whichever comes first lah. That's what right. Beneficiary can be anybody. It doesn't have to be the wife and children. It can be some third party if the client wants to. Now for non-Muslim, the trust very clear cut. The moment the non-Muslim not around dies, the trustee collects money. The trustee will just give to the named beneficiary stated in the trust. For Muslims, it's going to be trickier because of Islamic law coming in. The way it will come in is this: because insurance policy, though the policy is transferred to the trustee to own during his lifetime, Islamic law sees it a bit different. That transfer, they say, is not complete, because when you are transferring something, you can only transfer what you own. For insurance policy, what you're transferring is the premium that you pay and the cash value. That's all that you own at that time. The sum assured, you don't own yet because you're yet to die. Okay, that's future money. Okay, so what happens is that when the Muslim dies in the future, the sum assured comes in, is paid out. The trustee will always pay to the trust beneficiary, always. Now, in the event there is a court order received by the trustee, because the other Farid beneficiaries are saying that hey, this money should form part of the estate of the Muslim, distributed according to Farid, then what will happen is that there will be a division. The sum assured received from the insurer, we will calculate the premium paid from day one until the day the client died. Total premium is how much. That premium, because that's the money that he put into the policy, that's the money that he currently owns, that money will go to the beneficiary in the trust. The sum assured, less the total premium that we paid, will go to the Farid beneficiaries. Right? Okay. That's how the division will be. It will not all go to the trust beneficiary. Some people ask, what if the Farid beneficiary don't challenge? Well, whether they challenge or not, we still pay to whoever that's named in the trust. If they challenge, then you have this division that comes in. Alright? Okay. How long do beneficiaries here? What is the timeline for beneficiaries to come and challenge? Beneficiary of the Farid come and challenge. Let's say all the way is received by the wife here. The Farid beneficiary consists of the father, mother, brother, sister. Let's say no children. How long do they have the right to claim against the wife? Basically 12 years. Very long. So if you only wait for 12 years, you know whether boleh pakai atau boleh pakai. Okay. So anyway, we tell clients, this trust is just to facilitate distribution. It's not meant to avoid Farid, because using insurance, there's no way to avoid Farid. No way to avoid Farid. Unless you give me your cash right now, I have to do a special type of trust, then I can avoid that. Otherwise, money that comes in the future upon death, can't avoid. Right? Okay. If the person don't die but suffer TBD, disability, and all money paid for his disability, that one then I can avoid Farid, because it's collected during his lifetime. Collected upon his death, no way of avoiding Farid.
What happens if somebody has done a trust, let's say you got use, alright, or something, then decide to make another one? So does it mean to say that you automatically supersede the one?
You can't. Using the same asset, right?
Yeah. Or even more.
No, if you can set up many trusts, but those different trusts that you set up are using different assets. So there's no clash. If you have one asset setting one trust already, you can't be setting out another trust because that asset already gone to this trustee.
But they are very remote.
If you cancel it, it's a different story lah. If you cancel that old trust, then you transfer over to the new trust. Then at all times you only have one trust, not two trusts going on for the same asset. There's no way to do that. So advantages of having a buy-sell plan for a certain buy company is that you guarantee the sale of the shares at the price that you want, and the pre-agreed pricing, the way you calculate the value and all that, the family cannot come and interfere and say that they don't agree with the calculation or with the formula being used. There's one good thing about it. The seller is certain how much he's selling for, the buyer is certain that he's going to get the shares when he pays this amount. There's no argument. The family cannot interfere. Smooth transfer, right? Okay, because you use the power of attorney. You convert Sendirian company shares that can't be liquidated normally to provide funds for the family. Right? Okay. And remaining shareholders run the business like normal, however they like. The family don't get involved in the business. And when your trust deed is very detailed, it can prevent the money from the sale of the share being squandered. Alright, because you do it periodically. So if the client can mention, this money I want it for education, this is how you spend for the education, right, for my child. Don't use it to go and ask him buy new car, whatever stuff, all that. Okay. Unfortunately, for Malaysian, sometimes they love their children too much. I've got a problem where sometimes clients got huge loads of money. They, instead of just targeting the money to be used by the children, the grandchildren and all that for a particular purpose, they say anything they want now, buy a house, buy a car, they all come from this trust money. So it's like, why your child not going to work, man? If I were your child, I still don't want to work. Because everyone is Akong's money, what for them? It's like 1 month I get anything I want iPad, okay, the trustee will pay for the iPad or whatever nonsense. It's like, why bother working? Right? So you got so much money, they cannot spend all, target it lah. Some of it give to charity lah. I'm not asking you to do Bill Gates kind of thing lah. Probably a small percentage, maybe 3% of the income, give it to charity, do some good lah. Okay, instead of all keep to yourself, it's not like it's going to follow you. Give it to your kids. How much can they spend? They're just going to be no backbone later on. They're going to be pretty bad for them and for their kids actually. Alright. Okay, so far I could be going too fast okay? Right? Okay. The other type of series that we provide for insurance trusts. This insurance trust is not related to that buy-sell arrangement. It's a different thing. This one is for individual clients who don't own business, who wants to use the insurance policy that they bought to be distributed properly according to their instructions. Okay, because when you buy insurance, you can go and nominate, isn't it? When you nominate, the insurance company will always pay one lump sum to who you nominate. So there are some problems there as well, because insurance nomination have got limitation. The limitation will run through it. But when you want to do insurance trust, the client has got the policy, he transfers the policy to the trustee, and the client and the trustee would have a trust deed stipulating who is the beneficiary, stipulating the distribution instructions. Now in every trust that we do for client, we also ask the client to appoint a protector. Okay, the purpose of this person is because a lot of times you find a client when they do trust, beneficiary tends to be young children, and they are always worried. Number one, what if the trust company closes down? What happens to my money? Number two, whatever I write down in the trust deed today, very clear instructions. When I'm dead and gone, will the trustee follow exactly what my instruction is or not? Okay, will my trustee know who to contact in the event of my death? What are the needs of my children? So they are worried about all this. Okay, so we tell, okay, like this, to make life simple, you appoint a supervisor to the trustee, a watchdog. Okay, this watchdog is someone that you choose, not we choose. Okay, this watchdog has certain powers. Alright, certain powers. He's got these powers. There can be more when the client wants to put in. For example, they've got the right to change the trustee if the protector is not satisfied with the trustee's performance in terms of response, how quick they work, efficiency to distribute money to the beneficiary. They can audit the trust fund in case they scared the trustee commingle the funds in the company's account, in the trustee's own company accounts, or go and what we call it, do some hanky-panky, siphoning money out and all that. They can actually get a third-party auditor to audit that particular trust fund to make sure everything is in order. In addition to the report that the trustee provide, they can recommend to the trustee what are the additional needs of the beneficiary certain stage of the beneficiary's life. Because sometimes the trustee, we don't always put down their ringgit amount, chun that you pay. Because sometimes education, you can never determine what's the cost. So we say pay for education. To know how much, we have to liaise with the protector and say how much does the child need for education, whether at primary school, secondary school, college or university. All depends on what we call this, the cost. So when we tell the client, you don't worry about this money being paid to the protector because we don't pay him money one. We just need him to tell us how much and get us basically the documents. If it's a university, the tuition fee is published. So get us the tuition fee so we can make out the payment to the college directly to pay off this child's tuition fee or exam fee or whatever. Right? Buy books and all that sort of stuff, then we can more or less estimate. And in certain cases, under different trusts,